There is fear everywhere in everybody, and you find out that the problem is not an issue. The problem is if we are finding the right way to solving these problems we are seeing in the world today. And I find out that a lot of couples of billions of people in the world claim to know God in their different religions, in their different ways of knowledge. And you now find out that the knowledge they carry is true knowledge of God, really, but it's not applied into what they do daily. So a lot of people, when you see them in their religious places, you'll find out that they are doing very well. They are doing very well. They are very holy. They are corporates. You understand? They obey rules, regulations of their religious ethnicity, the religious programs, religious regulations, religious culture, and beliefs. But you find out in the end of the day, when they come out of their religious arena, they are different people. They are just like the people in the authority. You find out that they are doing very well when it comes to their religion. And when they go back to their various offices, that is the leaders in the or the authority, when they go back in their political offices, there are different people there. They are not the same people you see in their various churches, various mosques, various holy lands, and all that. They are different people from the people you know from home, even the ones you know as family responsible men and women. They've changed totally as soon as they get to their various. Why is it like that? Because they don't want to introduce God to what they are doing. They only need God for personal reasons. They don't want God to be part of their official duties because they don't want to be responsible. Generally, you should not claim people are bad. You should not think people are wrong. You should not think they are evil. They are not evil. It is declared that the flesh is evil. In the same human being you see God, you also find devil. So how can we solve these problems? One, alright, I remain quite fortunate to Becky Lua from Joy of the OF. Of course, this is an official time for Joy of the OF Prime to really talk to the world. Of course, I have a lot of things I want to expose here today, but it has to do with the caption of my message. So my message has much to do with resolving problems of the people. Yeah, the concerns is not resolving the problem of this world, but resolving the problem that are terrorizing the living of humans. So now I have a concern. I'm from Joy of the Earth. The primary assignment for Joy of the Earth is to ensure that we solve problems for the people. We got it done in different areas. Right now, this is the area of knowledge. We got to pass some knowledge that can be of help to an individual that is hearing me at this very time. So it is not enough to call yourself a born again, to have a religion, to be attached and recognized and identify with a religion. It's much more than that. If you want to make an exceptionality in life, and what I mean by exceptionality is not a success for you, it is making a success for people. But this has to be primarily focused right now that we have known the error, we have known the lapses of the humans. Generally, it has much more to do with authority. So in most cases, the problem is not the general public, but the problems are the lapses of the society that have been able to find their way into the places of authority is what we are facing generally in the world. So not enough to know God in your close places. It's also very important you take God into your office, to the place of authority. Looking at the leaders today, find out that a lot of them are very, very godly when they get to their religious houses. And so when you get to the place of their authority, their political offices, you find out that there are something else. There are different people when it comes to the practice of their authority, their exercising of their duties, responsibilities. Should we say because it's what the place require? No, we can actually bring God. The same God we serve in secret can also be with us, can also be with us in the public service. I'm not saying people claim religion. Religious is different from the knowledge of God. The knowledge of religion is quite different. It's a cultural knowledge from the history. That is religion. Religion is a cultural knowledge from the history. So I'm not talking about the religious sense here. I'm talking about the spiritual sense. I'm talking about the being identified with godliness, with God's attitude, with God's living. You live in God, not just knowing God. You live in for what God wants you to live and how He wants you to live your life. Okay, the next point says that if you know the real essence of Jesus, I'm sure everybody knows Jesus. Jesus is the same Anabi Isa that Islam even honored than the Bible. The Quran, the Anabi Muhammad spoke so much about Jesus. Almost 10 times in the Quran was mentioned as an holy one, as an anointed one. He's not just a servant, according to the Quran. Yeah, so like the Bible states, likewise stated that he's the Son of God. He's the first among is the firstborn among the creation. So now Jesus emphasized on the reason why the human should be exceptional among the creature on earth. Not every human that has power to defend his nature from evil. It's not every human being that has the power to defend his nature from evil, and we gain attractions of evil on earth. This earth is full of both sides, good and evil. Of course, we are not escaping. As long as we are looking for good, you may eventually also encounter evil. So if you know the essence for which Jesus Christ had to come to this earth, leaving his glory in heaven to come to this earth, do not bother yourself so much but to work towards changing people before they turn to criminals, because it's not everybody that has the ability to defend themselves, their nature from evil, for the attractions of evil. So right now, so we would have known what to shift our attention into, the direction which we need to shift our focus to. Won't bother capitalizing on punishing others if we really know that people are bound to do good or evil, and it's not everybody that knows the way to be good. Only few knows the way to be good, and many people still not knowing how they can become good. They ask questions, we give them permission. They want to ask questions, they want to know. Everybody has a question, they've not sent people to answer, and that eventually is the lapses we need to fill up quickly before they turn to criminals. When we do, we are also offending the nature. When we do punish them for what we have not taught them, we are offending their nature. We are offending and we become an offenders like them, even before the heavenly and before the powers. You should understand that the powers that rule this earth have spirits. Those powers, they have spirits. So, and those spirits also stay somewhere and we continue to judge humans. And like I've written in some of my write-ups, I said, I've mentioned a case whereby the heavens watches over us, not just to save us, not just for salvation, not just for safety. They watches over us to find things that interest them and things that they can count against us likewise. They are the only ones that judge first, and the only ones that have a righteous judgment. So they watch us like the way we do watch the movie that are produced from abroad. We watch them as if we are there. So everyone also watched our interesting movie on earth, and it has a reward from them, and it has a result they are keeping for us. So everything has expiration day, and as much as there is the expiration day comes, will come, definitely there will be a reward awaiting our expiration time, our end. Surely there is an end. So we condemn even the categories that need a special attention to be a complete human. Even the ones that need a special attention to be a complete humans, we also condemn them. So Jesus refused to be to wish anyone death, because he knows that both the person that wishes someone death and the offenders are not guiltless. They won't go guiltless. So the law of Moses keeps setting up our people. Jesus understand, but Jesus came with grace and truth. Though unfortunately, even in this 21st century, people still live by this same law of Moses. Nations still depend on such law to govern their innocent humans. This chosen generation will still depend on the generations of 8,000 years, 8,000 years ago. The kind of laws that rule them is the same law we are depending on to rule this innocent generation. You keep the ones that kill, helps the killing to spread. I've said it in one of my messages that when we depend on killing the ones that kill, of course we are helping the killings to spread. The ones that steal are killed for stealing without questioning them. A lot of people have been judged today. A lot of people have been killed. They have been attacked without hearing from them. We don't question them. We don't know how they become who they are. No chance for repentance, no consideration for living or for their children. We don't have any consideration for their children. We don't have any consideration for their future. We eliminate those that committed abominable offenses as if we have been waiting for them to do so. Thank God for the judiciary today. We just pray that everything will be adequate from that systems. So, but with the spirit of grace and truth, we consider asking for change of the nature. So the nature can be trained and can never be changed immediately. The nature of human being can be changed, but can be trained and can never be changed at immediate. Now, live beyond the knowledge. Take Jesus to the authority. This goes to the leaders or the public leaders, the public people. What they call them now, our political leaders is talking about you. The law of Moses said we should write a constitution to defy the word of wickedness. That is what the law of Moses said. If not for the judiciary, but of course the judiciary has to prepare a law that judiciary has to put there. So, and we find out that more reasonably we don't find people who are ready to consider so many things before they write a constitution. So, but Jesus said no to the law of Moses and to the constitution that defile people. The law of Moses said you should write a constitution that defile the offenders and the wicked. But Jesus said no. Jesus said no, because all have sinned and come short to the glory of God.